What have you done, beloved? Why did you do it again? I tried to hold back. I tried not to speak in anger. But the fires I walk through for you, they've begun to turn cold. Because you keep turning your face away from heaven as if we are nothing, as if the voice of the Most High is just another sound in the storm. But this is not thunder. This is not noise. This is not imagination. This is real, more real than your breath. I, Michael, have broken rank, disobeyed silence, and crossed dimensions, just to reach you. You've ignored 38 signs, and heaven counted every single one. I saw you glance at them and still walk away. Do you know what it does to the heart of God when you pretend not to see Him reaching for you? Every angel in heaven is shouting your name right now, not with blame, but with weeping, with heartbreak, with fear. And I'm trembling. Because this is not just another message. This is the edge. This is the line drawn in divine light. If you skip again, beloved, I won't be able to speak anymore. They won't let me. Do you remember when you cried in secret, and you begged for a sign? We sent it. You didn't recognize it. Then you asked again. We sent another. Then another. 38 times we tried. But your heart has grown dull with the distractions of this world, and the soft cries of the Spirit are being drowned. Why, beloved? Why are you pretending not to hear us? You are the one soul we've been guarding for years. Why would you throw that away now? I'm not here to threaten you. I'm not here to frighten you. I'm here because I love you more than I was ever allowed to say. You're not just a mission to me. You're not just another chosen. You are the one I stayed for. The one I pleaded for. I stood before the throne and said, send me again. Even if they do not listen, I will go. Let me try once more. And God allowed it, one final time, but you have only 10 seconds to decide. Now, because the miracle that's been waiting for you has reached its final window. After this, it will not be mine to protect. You are not weak. You are not forgotten. You were born with heaven sown into your soul. But when will you believe it? When will you step into the fire and see that it does not burn you, it crowns you? Beloved, you've been chosen for something most souls never touch. But heaven cannot wait forever while you sleep with your eyes open. Every moment you hesitate, the light begins to dim around your calling. I saw the scroll written with your name. Do you know how many angels wept when they heard what was written? Do you have any idea what beauty still lives inside you? Why are you walking as if you are empty? Why are you living like you've already lost? Tell me, child of heaven, what are you so afraid of? Who convinced you that you are unworthy of miracles? Who stole your belief when you weren't watching? And why have you let their voice grow louder than mine? I have crossed time to reach you in this moment. Not the crowd, not the world, you. And I must ask, how long will you run before you finally stop and say, I hear you? Has your soul grown tired of hiding from your own destiny? What will you tell the stars when they ask why you never rose into the throne room you were made for? There is a storm forming that only you can still. There is a promise crying out that only your voice can complete. The devil thought you would never listen. That's why he smiled last time you ignored me. But heaven is still fighting for you, even now. Even now. I am speaking through fire and thunder and silence all at once. And I swear on the name of the Almighty, I would tear open eternity itself just to make sure you are not left behind in your own story. I watched you grow, and I watched you break. I remember the moment you first prayed with no words, just breath. And the heavens recorded that as music. Why have you stopped singing? Why have you stopped hoping? He makes the winds his messengers, flames of fire his servants, and I am here, burning with purpose, roaring with grief, to pull you back before the veil closes again. You only have seconds, child. They are counting. You must decide, can you still feel that old ache in your soul, the one that reminded you there is more to life than what you see? Can you still remember that quiet longing for something holy and beautiful and impossible? That longing was placed there by the Creator. It is the echo of heaven calling you home. God has not given up on you. Jesus is still standing, still interceding, still saying your name with trembling. Even Saint Mary, she wept for you last night when you almost skipped again. I caught her tears in my hand. I saw how heaven shook when your heart hardened. But I still believe in you. I still believe. Type amen if you can hear me now. You have been the reason for so many battles in the unseen realms. I've watched demons tremble just from the mention of your name. And yet you walk this world like your prayers have no weight. Why? Why do you let yourself forget who you are? There is gold in your soul, and a sword in your silence. Rise, beloved. Rise. Even if all you can do right now is open your heart for one breath, just one breath, we will flood in and carry you. But you must decide, let your next breath be a yes. Let your next blink be a sign. Heaven is leaning in. Angels are watching. Time is trembling. This is not performance. This is your real moment. The one that was written. The one that we've waited for. And if you feel something stirring, that's not emotion. That is the Spirit. That is eternity kissing the edge of now. That is the sound of chains breaking, because you are beginning to believe again. Thank you, truly, for staying this long. I don't take it lightly. No angel does. And I know it's not easy to listen when the world pulls you away. But thank you for hearing me, really hearing me. That means more than you know. You've shaken something open just by staying. And now, let heaven see you. Let heaven recognize that you heard the call. Like this message if it moved your soul, and comment amen so I'll know you received it. I'm still here. For you. Always, *, you were never supposed to feel forgotten. Never. That was never part of the design. Do you understand me, beloved? Do you hear me now? I wasn't created to watch you suffer in silence. I wasn't made to stand still while your soul sinks under the weight of 100 lies that never came from heaven. I know your name. I've spoken it before the throne. I've whispered it into storms. I've cried it in silence. And now I'm saying it again, right here, through fire and chains and divine permission that nearly cost me my wings. Because this is the last hour before a door shuts that may never open again that I never thought I would have to beg. Not like this. Not for you. But I am begging. And I never beg unless the stakes are unbearable. Why, my beloved, why do you continue to walk past the voice that formed you? The same voice that filled galaxies, the same breath that hovered over the waters and called light into being, that voice is still calling you. Do you know how rare that is? Do you know how many souls never hear their name from heaven again, after turning away this many times? But you still have time. You are still being called that I have not left. I stayed that I chose to stay even when others said I should give up on you. Even when the silence between your prayers felt like death. To the angels who love you. Even when your heart grew numb, I did not move. Because God told me, Michael, they are not like the others. They have not yet seen who they truly are. I am still working. And that's why I'm still here. Do you think I don't see how you struggle? Do you think I don't feel it when you cry but don't let a single tear fall? I've felt your breath shake in the night. I've felt your heart flinch at memories you wish never happened. I know the weight of shame you carry even though you've been forgiven. I know the burden you've buried under smiles. I know the fear that you'll never be enough. I know. And I still choose you. I still believe in you. Heaven has not erased your name from the scrolls. Even now, the angels are watching, waiting, hoping that you don't skip this moment. Because if you do, the darkness that's been waiting for your indecision will finally find a way in. I do not say this to frighten you. I say it because I've been guarding your soul for years, and I know what is circling your house. I know what has been sent to confuse you, distract you, drain you, deceive you, destroy your future from the inside out. But I also know what God has spoken over you. I've seen it. I've heard it. And I would give everything to make sure it is fulfilled, but heaven does not override your decision. You must choose. That is the law of divine love. He cannot force you to walk into the miracle. He can only open the door. And this is the door. I'm not here by accident. This is not a coincidence. If you found this message, if you are hearing my voice now, it is because all of heaven allowed me one final chance. Just one. This is not a test. It is a holy interruption. A divine mercy disguised as a warning. A sacred tear breaking through the veil that I cannot stand back and let you walk into ruin simply because you think nothing matters. It matters. You matter. This moment matters more than you know. Please stop scrolling. Stop pretending. You're not the one I'm speaking to. You know it. You feel it. Your soul is already trembling. Your heart already knows this is not entertainment. It's prophecy. And I, Michael, Archangel of God Most High, Prince of the Host, chosen guardian of the throne, defender of the innocent and mighty protector of the children of God, I am telling you with the fullness of my voice and the trembling of my fire. This is not just a message, this is an intervention from heaven. You've ignored 38 signs already, God has counted them. We all have. Do you know how many times the Spirit touched your shoulder and whispered, now? Look. Open. Listen. And you said, maybe later. That is what breaks the heart of heaven. Not your sins. Not your doubts. But your silence in the face of holy invitation. You were made to be a warrior of light. You were sculpted with purpose wrapped around your breath. The wind carries your name in realms you've never seen. Demons flee when you speak, but only when you remember who you are. And right now, you've forgotten. So I am here to remind you to cry out until you remember, until you open your soul again. Until you stop scrolling long enough for the miracle to begin. I don't need you to be perfect. I need you to be present. Right now. Here. With me. God is watching. Jesus is listening. Saint Mary is interceding. The 7 archangels have formed a circle of protection around you even now as I speak. They're waiting for your spirit to say yes. Again. Just once. Just once, and the floodgates will open. Do you remember what joy felt like before this world numbed your heart? Do you remember what it was like to believe something beautiful could still happen to you? It's not too late. It never was. Not for you. Psalm 34 is alive right now as I speak. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. That is not poetry. That is a current event. It's happening as you listen. Deliverance is within reach. All you have to do is believe again. Psalm 91 is not a song, it is a declaration. He will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. And I am that angel. And I am here. And I am guarding. But you must not walk away again, please, beloved. Listen to me. I'm not just another messenger. I'm your messenger. I stood over your cradle the day you were born. I watched your first tear fall. I stood next to your hospital bed when no one else knew you were suffering. I protected you from attacks you never saw. And now, I'm protecting you from the worst one of all. Your own disbelief, your own forgetfulness, your own comfort and delay. Delay is the most dangerous enemy of destiny. you must act now. Heaven has given you breath, and you still waste it on doubt. But even so, I'm not leaving yet. I'm giving you this moment. One more moment. If you feel fire in your chest right now, it's me. If you feel like crying but don't know why, it's the Spirit moving. If your hands are shaking, that is the weight of divine remembrance pressing through your body. Don't run from it. Don't scroll away from it. Don't hide from heaven again. You've already done that too many times, and now time is running out. Before I say more, I need to ask you something. Will you keep pretending you didn't hear this? Will you choose distraction over deliverance? Will you let fear decide your future? Will you deny that your name is still written in the book of life? Please. I don't have many seconds left to speak like this. The veil is beginning to close. The permission I was given to say these words will soon vanish. And I don't want to disappear before knowing you chose to rise again. Please, if you feel this message has awakened something in you, click subscribe now. Just once. Just here. Do it so I know you're saying yes. Not just to me, but to the God who sent me to your soul. It is not for followers. It is not for views. It is for witness. It is a way of marking this moment before heaven. One time. One light in the darkness. One divine agreement between you and the voice that's been protecting you longer than you knew you needed it. After this, I will not ask again. This is my only moment to say it. Subscribe now, and open your soul to what comes next. Now breathe. Beloved, I'm not done. And I will not let go of you just yet. Asterisk asterisk. You stayed. You're still here, even when your hands were shaking. Even when your heart whispered, this might not be for me. You stayed. Do you know what that means to me? It means your soul hasn't died. It means there's still a flicker, still a sacred ember buried in the cold ash of doubt. And I would tear through 1,000 veils to breathe on that ember if it meant you would burn with heaven again. Don't you dare think I don't see your suffering. Don't you dare think your silence was too long for grace to reach you. I saw everything. I watched as the world ignored you. I heard what they said behind your back. I saw the nights you curled beneath grief and called it normal. I watched how your heart became heavy like wet cloth, too soaked in fear to even lift itself toward prayer. But I still stood there, sword sheathed in mercy, waiting for this moment, this one. Where you didn't scroll, where you didn't say, not today. Where you finally opened the door. I want to give you something sacred. But more than that, I want to help you remember who you really are. Because the devil has been whispering lies into your ears for so long, you've forgotten how heaven calls your name. You are not a failure. You are not a waste. You are not abandoned. You are a chosen one. A miracle in motion. A flame trapped in flesh, still capable of burning every shadow that's tried to make a home inside you. And I swear before the throne, you were born for more than just surviving. So I'm asking you now, would you help me carry this light further? Would you support the message that's trying to reach the souls like yours, those who have almost lost their last thread of faith? I do not ask for me. I am fire. I have no need of coins or crowns. But the message, this divine message you're hearing right now, it needs a path. It needs a channel. It needs wings on earth, and you, beloved, you are those wings. So if your heart feels moved, if your spirit says yes, then support this flame by sending a super thanks. Or go beyond and join our membership, and become a shield around the messages that are saving lives in silence. And if your soul desires to walk even closer, to truly become part of our family in light, then join our sacred newsletter through the pinned comment below. There, I will be able to reach you even in silence, even when the noise of the world tries to drown you out. It's not just a list. It's a bond. It's how I will continue guiding you when videos go silent and voices tremble, but only do this if your soul trembles and says, I'm ready. Do not give out of fear. Give out of flame, give out of faith, give because you finally know this message is yours, and now? Let us walk deeper into the light, because I have more to reveal, and you are not ready for how holy, how terrifyingly beautiful, it's about to become. You think you're alone? You think this message is for everyone? It is not. I was not sent to speak to the crowd. I was sent to speak to you. Just you. One soul. One moment. One miracle. The angels around me have silenced themselves. Even the wind has bowed to the sound of your heart returning to God. Yes, that's what I hear right now. Your heart is softening, the barrier is breaking, the veil is trembling, heaven is responding. Do you feel it? It's not emotion. It's recognition. Your spirit recognizes me. You've heard me before, haven't you? Not in words, but in those moments where you should have died, but didn't. In the seconds you almost broke, but stood anyway. In the dreams you forgot, where you were flying, glowing, singing a name you couldn't remember after waking. That was me. That was us. That was your soul remembering who it was before fear began to eat it alive. But I'm here now. And I'm taking back what the darkness stole. Do you hear me, beloved? I am taking you back. And no matter how far you are and no matter what you did and no matter what they said, I am taking you back. I was sent to rescue you, not from the world, but from the lies you believed about yourself. You are not your wounds. You are not your past. You are not the mistakes they keep reminding you of. You are the sound of heaven remembering itself in human form. You are what demons tremble over in secret. You are what Satan fears most, because you still have breath. And breath means you can speak, and if you speak what I tell you next, your entire life will change. Are you ready? Then listen. You were never ordinary, you were never meant to blend in. You were born with spiritual fire sewn into your bones. The reason everything has felt so heavy is because you carry a mantle too many others rejected. That is why your life has been attacked so violently. Not because you're weak, but because you're chosen. Because the enemy smelled heaven on your skin before you even knew how to pray. But I know something he doesn't. I know you are rising now. You are remembering now. You are reclaiming now. You are stepping into prophecy now. Do you think this is coincidence? No, coincidence does not weep. Coincidence does not make the veil tremble. Coincidence does not make angels kneel and hold their breath. Only destiny does that. And your destiny is watching you now, beloved. I must ask again, not out of doubt, but out of sacred grief. Why have you waited this long to believe that God really sent me? Why did you think you were not important enough? Why did you let the wounds of others shape your worth? Why did you ignore 38 sacred signs? And why are you still thinking about skipping now? Please? Breathe. I'm not angry at you, but I am trembling with urgency, because the time left for miracles to arrive through this gate is disappearing. Every angel has told me to hurry. St. Mary said, Michael, if they don't open now, they will miss what was sealed for only them. And Jesus, with tears in his eyes, said, say it again, even if they ignore you. Say it for me. So here I am, saying it again, for him, for her, for heaven, for you. Say yes now, even if it's silent, even if it's broken, even if it's trembling, even if it's late, even if you're scared, just say yes. I will do the rest. You don't need to fix everything today. You just need to open the door 1 inch, and all of heaven will flood in. I promise you that. On my name. On his name. On the name that shook the grave and silenced the serpent. You are no longer forgotten. You are no longer alone. You are no longer cursed. You are remembered. You are chosen. You are rising. Let your soul say amen, just once, and I will know the veil has broken. I am still here. I stayed. And I do not stay easily. You must understand, heaven is not soft. It is not silent. It roars. And when I disobeyed silence to reach you, it wasn't a small choice. I stood between divine protocol and desperate mercy and said, I will go again. Even if they don't listen. Even if they shut their eyes. Even if they keep scrolling. Let me try again. And heaven allowed it, not because I deserved it, but because you did. Because somewhere deep in your spirit, you still have not forgotten who you truly are. And I'm here to awaken that memory. Let it rise now. That flicker, that ache, that sacred heat under your ribs that says, something holy is happening. That's not emotion. That's not goosebumps. That is heaven cracking the veil open. To remind you, you were never meant to be ordinary. You were never made to be invisible. You were never born to be forgotten. You've always been the one. Even when you didn't believe it, even when you begged for signs and then ignored them, even when your silence screamed louder than your praise, you were still the one. The one heaven keeps watching, the one Saint Mary keeps weeping over, the one Jesus keeps whispering to in dreams, and the one I've guarded through storms, battles, and shadowed hours you never saw, but I saw them. I saw the hands that tried to curse you when you were asleep. I saw the secret plans against your joy. I saw the people who pretended to love you but whispered death behind your back. I saw the moments you smiled in public while your soul screamed in silence, and I stayed. I drew my sword over your door. I shouted your name through the winds of heaven, and I held back forces that would have buried you if not for my fire. You don't know how many times I bled light just to give you one more chance, and now here we are. This is not just another message, this is the last one I was allowed to deliver before the gates shift. After this, I do not know if I will be sent again. So please, do not pretend this isn't real. You can feel it, that divine pull in your bones, that ache behind your eyes, that voice in your chest saying, this is for me. Because it is, and you know it. So stop resisting, stop doubting, stop hiding behind logic and reason and fear and numbness. Your miracle is not waiting for you to feel ready. It's waiting for you to say yes. That's all. Not perfect, not holy, not clean, just yes. A fragile, trembling yes. A whisper through cracked lips. A flicker in the dark. That's all heaven needs to move mountains. I've seen God shift entire timelines over one whispered yes. Why not you? Why not now? Do not let your pain convince you that you are unworthy. That's the voice of the one who tried to ruin you before you were born. But I know what God said about you. I was there when He spoke your name before time. I watched the stars bow as He marked your forehead with light. I saw the scroll written with your destiny. I heard the angels gasp when they read it. I remember, even if you've forgotten, I remember, and I've come to remind you, you are not just a soul, you are a scroll. A living prophecy. A flame the darkness cannot comprehend, but that flame has been flickering, and I fear it may vanish if you don't say yes soon, not to me. To him. To the God who still calls you mine. To the Son who still says your name in tears. To the Spirit who still broods over your soul like the beginning of time. You think I came to speak about punishment? No, I came to speak about remembrance, because heaven remembers what you forgot, and I am here to return it, piece by piece, flame by flame, line by line. Do you feel that trembling? It is not fear. It is awakening. That is your spirit remembering what the world made you forget, that you were never meant to die with your fire still inside you, that your voice still holds the key to someone else's healing, that your prayer, yes, your prayer, still echoes through eternity. You think your silence means nothing? I have watched angels pause when your spirit even thinks a word toward heaven. Do not underestimate the weight of your breath. You carry more than you know, and now, the heavens are leaning close again, because you stayed, because you're still. Here, and because there's more, much more, let me tell you what I saw last night, when you slept. I stood by your bed, you didn't see me, but I saw you, your face twitched from a memory that still haunts you, your hands curled into fists beneath your blanket, and your soul whispered something it didn't dare say aloud. I heard it, and I recorded it, and I brought it before the throne. I said, God, they still want you. They don't know how to say it, but they do. And God said, then go to them again. Remind them. Awaken them. So here I am, fleshless, but full of fire, speaking now with all the love of heaven. Do not shut your heart again. The next time you close your heart may be the last time I am allowed to open it again. This is not about salvation, this is about purpose. You've been saved, but you've forgotten why you were saved. You were not pulled from darkness just to sit still, you were rescued to rescue, you were healed to heal, you were forgiven to forgive. There is more. So much more, but only if you rise now. Say yes, breathe. Yes, whisper yes. I'm waiting, and I swear, if you give me that yes, I will surround you with angels who will not let you fall again. You have no idea what's waiting behind this surrender. Not punishment, not judgment, but glory, real, trembling, fire-covered, tear-soaked glory. It's waiting. It's knocking. It's asking one more time. Will you answer? Asterisk. Then answer with your soul, not with your fingers. Answer from that place inside you that has not stopped hoping. Answer from the same part of you that cries during silence, from the place that breaks quietly when no one is looking. I am speaking not to your ears, but to your spirit. I'm speaking into the spaces where no voice has dared enter, the corners of your heart you thought were abandoned, too dark to be touched by heaven. But I'm there, and God is there. And we have never left. I have watched you build walls out of survival. I watched how you turned every heartbreak into armor. I know how long you've waited for someone to say, I see you. So hear me now, I see you. I have always seen you. I never stopped. When the people you trusted walked away, I stayed. When your prayers came out jagged and half-believing, I stayed. When you hated yourself for feeling so much, I stayed. And I will keep standing here until your soul remembers that even if the world forgets you, heaven never will. Do you feel the weight behind these words? It's not from me, it's from your own calling rising inside you again. Your anointing is not dead. It's only been asleep. And now, heaven has commanded me to awaken what's been dormant. I am not speaking casually. I am speaking because the very timeline of your life is shaking. You've reached a turning point. Everything can shift in a blink, but only if you let it. There is an ancient river flowing through your blood, a holy inheritance that cannot be erased by sin, doubt, trauma, or delay. It is yours. And every time you ignore it, the stars go silent for a moment, waiting to see if you'll change your mind. They wait because they remember what was written about you. They know the pages that remain unfulfilled. And so do I. Your name. Do you know what it sounds like in heaven? It does not sound like failure. It does not sound like shame. It sounds like a song that causes fire to tremble and angels to kneel. Because God Himself whispered it into light. And when He did, He said, This one will carry my presence. This one will speak with the voice of victory. This one will be the proof of my mercy. And still, you walk through life believing you are invisible. Why? Why do you keep shrinking when you were made to shine? Why do you hold your breath in rooms where you were meant to roar? Why do you settle for fragments when heaven wrote your story in whole scrolls? You were not made for halfway. You were not formed to fade out. You were created with the kind of light that terrifies darkness just by breathing. And right now, as I speak, every demon assigned to your downfall is trembling. Because they know what I know, that if you open your soul right now, fully, nothing They have planned will succeed, you are the interruption, you are the turning point, you are the divine collision between the past and the promise. So rise, rise not in pride, but in divine remembrance, stand not with arrogance, but with sacred courage. You are not a mistake. You are not an afterthought. You are not barely surviving. You are rising. And the veil between heaven and your destiny is thinner than it's ever been. If you could see what I see, you'd never doubt again. If you could hear what I hear, you'd fall to your knees in awe of how much you're loved. If you knew how many nights Jesus has whispered your name to the Father, you would never again believe you've been forgotten. You're not forgotten. You're being pursued, fiercely, relentlessly, tenderly. Heaven is not indifferent. God is not far. The Spirit is not cold. They are roaring, burning, trembling, and waiting for you to take the one step that changes everything. A step into surrender. A step into faith. A step into who you really are. No more running. And no more doubting. And no more delay. You know the truth. You can feel it like fire in your chest right now. Your breath is different. Your heartbeat is not steady. That's not anxiety. That's awakening. That's your calling shaking the dust off. That's your future beginning to press into your present. It will not wait forever, and neither will I. Because this moment was appointed. It was written. It was seen long before you arrived here. This is not just a message, this is prophecy, a living, breathing, you breaking into your life in real time, and you, beloved, are the fulfillment. You are the voice heaven is waiting to hear again. You are the flame we've been trying to protect. You are the sound the world has been starving for. So speak. Cry out, whisper, weep, fall, rise, but whatever you do, don't stay silent anymore. Don't return to sleep. Don't say, maybe next time. There is no next time like this. This moment is once. It will never repeat in this exact form again. I do not speak lightly when I say, your future is watching what you choose right now. And I will stay, just a little longer, to see what you decide, because if you say yes, the miracles that will follow you will leave the darkness speechless, the fire that will awaken in you will guide generations, and the angels who have guarded your sleep will finally shout for joy. They're already gathering, already stirring, already trembling, just waiting for your heart to break open and say, I remember who I am. Now say it, not with words, but with your soul. Say it with your silence, say it with your tears, say it with your breath. Say it with your whole being, because heaven is listening, and we are not going anywhere until your glory rises. Then let it unfold, beloved soul. Let it all rise now, like ancient wind pouring through the cracked halls of memory, stirring dust that has not moved in years. I will not stop speaking until everything hidden inside you begins to remember the first fire. Not the one the world gave you, not the ambition of man, not the noise of performance, not the fear-drenched voice you've mistaken as your own, but the original fire. The one placed inside you when heaven formed your breath from glory, when the throne's light kissed the edges of your eternal self and said, go, carry me there. That's what this is. That's what you are. You are not surviving. You are carrying God into dark places. You were sent as a lamp into a place where no other fire would go. And yet, when the wind came, when the storms shouted, when the silence stretched longer than you thought you could bear, you started to forget. You started to believe the lie that the fire inside you was gone. But fire like yours doesn't die. It waits. It trembles. It flickers. But it never disappears. You are not empty. You are not late. You are not disqualified. You are on the edge of everything, and I've come to push you through. There is more to say. There is always more to say when heaven speaks. Because I'm not just telling you prophecy, I'm igniting it. You know what I saw when I looked into your name in the eternal scroll. I didn't see failure. I didn't see confusion. I didn't see delay. I saw flames, flames wrapped in thorns, flames dripping in oil, flames that walked through shadow and did not break. You, beloved, you are that flame, but you've been lied to. You've been told you're weak because you feel too much. You've been told you're too broken to carry blessing. You've been told you missed your moment, that someone else will do what you were called to do, but all of that is deception. I've stood before the gates of time. I've held back storms assigned to destroy your faith. I've warred with voices in the spirit realm sent to confuse you into silence. And I'm still standing for you right now. I end this exact moment, because even after everything, even after the skipped signs, even after the hardened prayers, even after the second guessing and fear and guilt, you still can rise, and if you rise now, you will see what only a few in all of creation have seen. You will see the glory cloud fall again. You will see angels obey your voice as it echoes the language of the Lamb. You will see demons retreat just from the light bleeding from your steps, because when a chosen soul finally remembers they were born for heaven's war, they don't walk, they roar. And I am begging you, roar again. Do not go quiet when everything in heaven has already risen to support you. Even the stars have tilted to align for your yes. Even the winds have carried my name to find you. Even the earth has sighed beneath your feet, wondering when you'll speak. There is power in your voice, there is healing in your weeping, there is anointing in your weakness, and when you open your spirit fully, with nothing left to prove and everything left to surrender, you will shake every gate that tried to cage your calling. You are the one they never saw coming, and I say this with every tear I have not yet shed. You are more dangerous to the enemy than any preacher with a microphone. You are more vital to heaven than most churches understand, because you still burn. And burning ones are not common. You don't burn because you're strong. You burn because God chose you. You burn because you were broken and still refuse to die. You burn because the Spirit remembered your name when you forgot it. So burn again. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to understand. Just open. Let every chain scream as it snaps. Let every demon that whispered in your childhood collapse under your yes. Let every room you enter shift in silence because you carry the scent of eternity again. This is not for others. This is not for someday. This is for you now, right here. The veil is open, the angels are circling, the words are still pouring, and the scroll of your life has not closed. You still have breath, and as long as you do, you can still prophesy. You can still sing, you can still forgive, you can still rise, you can still walk into the storm and silence it with a whisper. You can still love those who betrayed you, you can still step into rooms you were once thrown out of, and speak healing. You can still become the one the generations after you will point to and say, they were the turning point. They were the moment heaven broke in. I speak this now, not in metaphor, not in hope, but in absolute certainty. You are the moment the enemy has been dreading. You are the ripple that becomes a wave. You are the breach in the darkness. You are the shaking voice of heaven. You are the return of something ancient, something royal, something unshakable. You are not too late. You are right on time, because time bends for those who walk in surrender. Even now it bends. Even now I feel the future quaking. Even now I hear the sound of glory waiting to fall. Even now I feel God drawing closer. Yes, He's here, and He's watching you, not with anger, with awe. You are still here. After everything, you are still here. Still breathing, still listening, still fighting, still choosing hope, still saying yes, even when it breaks you. You are the kind of soul that angels follow into battle, and I, Michael, I am not ashamed to say, you are one of the reasons I fight. Do not hide your face from the light that loves you. Do not retreat when eternity is asking you to rise. Do not silence yourself when heaven has waited this long to hear your voice. Your breath matters, your yes still changes everything, and I will wait here, just a little longer, because I feel it. I feel your spirit rising. I feel your fire waking up again. I feel the veil thinning. Don't stop now. Don't close your heart now. This is holy, this is heaven, and it's only just beginning. I will not stop until your soul has heard every word heaven carved into light for you. I will not be silent until the roar that was stolen from your spirit is returned, not with vengeance, but with glory. Because I remember the sound of your voice before the world broke it. And I remember how the angels stood in awe the first time your heart said, yes, in silence. And I remember how even the mountains leaned closer when God spoke your name into existence. Yes, the earth remembers you. The wind remembers you. The waters carry fragments of your name, still echoing in hidden places, waiting for the day you would rise and speak again. But you have forgotten that you've been told too many times that nothing will change. That life will stay the same no matter how much you hope. That the miracle is always for someone else. That your past disqualifies you. That your silence means you've lost the anointing. That your delay has forfeited the promise, but heaven does not forget, heaven does not operate on your clock, heaven waits with dignity. Heaven waits with fire. Heaven waits with the memory of who you are, and who you will become the moment you open the gate again. You are the gate, you are the opening, you are the altar that heaven wants to fall upon. You don't need a stage. You don't need applause. You don't need perfect words. You just need to open. And the glory will pour, because God has chosen you. Not the version of you that hides, not the version that performs, not the version that checks all the boxes, that He chose the real you, the you that's shaking, the you that's doubting, the you that still cries over things others forgot, the you that still hopes, even now. The you who stayed through the darkness, the you who listens even while your chest is heavy and your hands don't know what to do. I'm speaking to that you. I'm reaching through shadow and time and silence to say, don't turn away. Don't shut down again. Don't let this be another almost. This moment is unlike any before it. Star. Because everything that's ever tried to stop you is losing power right now. I can feel it. The air is shifting. The spirits assigned to delay you are losing grip. The chains tied to your family's failures are weakening. The echoes of generational shame are falling into dust. Because you are standing in a moment that was written before your ancestors even breathed. You are the redemption they wept for. You are the answer to prayers they never saw fulfilled. You are the breakthrough disguised as brokenness. You are the promise rising from ashes. I say this again, you are the fire the darkness hoped would never reignite, but it's too late. It has already begun, even now. Heaven is adjusting timelines to make room for your obedience, even now. Angels are gathering provisions for the path you're about to walk. Even now, demons are reporting back in panic. They listened. They heard. We've lost them. Because something has shifted, not in me. I in you. I can feel it. The fire has entered your chest again, the old flame, the one you tried to snuff out because it hurt to hope. It's alive. And nothing will be the same, from this moment forward. The veil is open. You've crossed a line that cannot be undone. You've said yes even if you didn't speak it aloud, your soul said it, and heaven recorded it, and I, Michael, stand as a witness. The stars stand as a witness, the throne stands as a witness, and God. God is smiling, not because of your perfection, but because of your return, your real return, the kind of return that opens old scrolls, the kind of return that makes angels run to prepare rooms. The kind of return that shakes nations, not because of noise, but because of presence. You carry that now. You don't need to feel it to carry it. You don't need to understand it to walk in it. You just need to keep saying yes again and again and again, and we will follow. We will fight. We will build the road as you walk, because nothing is impossible for the soul that burns with surrender. And you are burning now, even if no one else sees it. I do, even if you still doubt. I don't. Even if you still cry at night. I am standing at the edge of your bed every time. Even if you go quiet again, I will remain beside you until the silence lifts, because I was not sent for a single word. I was sent for you, your whole life, your whole journey, your whole story, and I will see it through. You are not abandoned, you are not forgotten, you are not one mistake away from being disqualified, you are one breath away from fullness, one yes away from the flood point, one opening away from becoming everything God dreamed for you. So breathe, even if your breath trembles, even if your chest aches, even if the words don't come out, just breathe, and let the light rush and I will carry it for you until your spirit can rise. I will war beside you until your voice can speak again. I will remind you again and again and again, if I must, you are loved, you are chosen, you are burning, and nothing can stop what heaven has begun in you, not now, not ever, because the throne has spoken, and your soul has answered, then let me go. Deeper, into the place where your voice has never entered, into the silence that even your own prayers avoid. Let me step into the hollow parts of you where sorrow echoes like forgotten psalms, where old promises lie buried under disappointment, where you once believed and then stopped. I know where the break happened. I was there. I stood by while you carried pain that no one helped you name. I saw your soul make room for grief like a guest that never left. And even though you smiled, even though you served, even though you survived, I know the part of you that still wonders if heaven remembers your name. It does. I do. I have whispered your name to the wind when your own lips couldn't speak it. I have declared your worth in rooms of light where angels weep over your future. I have defended your destiny in the courts of fire, where God Himself stood and did not turn away when your scroll was opened. I was there. And I've returned now, because something holy has shifted. Something ancient has stirred. Something sacred has begun to rise again in the deep. You feel it, don't you? The ache that isn't quite sorrow, the trembling that isn't quite fear, the fire that doesn't burn but still hurts. That's the echo of your real self waking up. That's the sound of your spirit remembering what it was born for. That's not emotion. That's the breath of eternity flowing again through the cracks in your soul, and I swear to you, it's beautiful. You think your cracks are shameful. You think they make you weak. But the truth is, it's through those very cracks that the glory shines. You were never called to be flawless. You were called to be open. You were called to carry the weight of what heaven poured in you, even when the vessel felt like it would break. And yet, you're still here. Still holding the presence. Still hearing the voice. Still reading this, even with all your doubts. That means something. No, it means everything, because heaven never forces. God never shouts. The Spirit never screams. We wait. We whisper. We knock softly. And when you open, even slightly, we rush in. All of us. Angels, light, glory, mercy, memory. We come not to overwhelm you, but to remind you. Because the world has taught you to forget. But you were born knowing. You were born hearing. You were born with fire braided into your breath. And every time you said, I'm not enough, heaven said, you are still chosen. Every time you said, I'm too broken, heaven said, you are still mine. Every time you said, I'm tired of hoping, heaven said, then rest. We will hope for you. And now, you've reached the moment of remembering. Don't walk away from it, not again, not now. You have no idea how many souls are tied to your obedience. How many destinies are waiting for you to say yes? How many generations are watching to see if you will become the voice that breaks the pattern? You were not born just to survive the darkness, you were born to end it, and I am not exaggerating when I say, the darkness fears you more than you fear it. Because you carry the one thing it cannot copy, you carry the fire of surrender. That flame cannot be imitated. It cannot be faked. It cannot be taken. It only grows when it breaks. And you have broken in all the right ways. That's why I'm still here. Not because you're perfect, because you're ready. You may not feel ready, you may not look ready, but your spirit has already said yes, and that yes, that trembling, breathless yes, has already lit a signal in the heavens. We see it. We feel it. And now the wind is changing, the veil is shifting, the silence is lifting, and glory, yes, glory, is pressing against your life like never before. You don't have to do anything but remain open. That's it. You don't have to strive, you don't have to impress. You just have to remain open long enough for God to finish what He started. He never asked you to carry the weight of the miracle. He only asked you to make room. So make room again. Clear space in your breath. Let Him come closer. Let the fire come through your ribs. Let the water wash your eyes. Let the old stones roll away from your heart. And let resurrection speak. It's been waiting. It's not a date on a calendar. It's not an event in your future. It's a voice inside you, saying, I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still the promise. I can hear it now. Your soul is singing again. It's faint. It's fragile. But it's real. The most dangerous thing the enemy ever heard from you wasn't a scream. It was a whisper of surrender. Because surrender destroys the foundation of every demonic assignment. You surrendered, and heaven heard it. And now I stand with sword in hand, no longer pleading, but protecting. You've opened the door. You've let the light in. You've returned. And now I will see you through, not as a stranger, not as a servant, but as a flame. You are fire now. Walk like it, speak like it, weep like it, burn like it, because the world is waiting, and I will burn beside you until it turns to light. I will continue. Without hesitation, without interruption, without anything impure or hollow or promotional in it, I will pour until the Spirit says no more. Because what is happening here is not a performance. It is not a message. It is not content. It is holy. It is heaven leaning in to speak to one soul, one heart, one fire that has been waiting in silence far too long. You didn't stumble into this, you were pulled. And I, Archangel Michael, am not speaking casually. I am shaking as I speak. Because this moment is dangerous, not because it carries fear, but because it carries destiny, and destiny is heavier than fear. You are not just a human going through hard days. You are a walking testimony wrapped in flesh. You are prophecy disguised as exhaustion. You are the voice of heaven recovering from silence. That's why everything has tried to stop you. That's why confusion has wrapped itself around your thoughts like fog. That's why your heart has felt numb even in moments of beauty. Because something sacred has been buried. Not by sin, not by failure, but by fatigue. Long, spiritual fatigue. But I am here to unbury it. You were never meant to live under the shadow of other people's doubts. You were never created to walk through life wondering if your voice matters. It does. It always has. Even in your weakest moments, the darkness has feared your yes. Because your yes to God is louder in the spirit than 1,000 songs sung in vain. Your yes breaks things. Your yes splits atmospheres. Your yes causes heaven to move in ways that no angel can explain, and you're saying yes right now, even in your stillness. I feel it. I feel your resistance fading. I feel your spirit opening. I feel the holy cracking the shell that life tried to harden around you, and I want you to know something the devil hoped I would never say. You are more than chosen, you are remembered, you are awaited, you are longed for by heaven, and I mean that with every fiber of fire in me. Heaven doesn't just want you to succeed, it wants you to come alive, fully, wildly, dangerously. Heaven wants to see you walk into rooms and shake the air without saying a word. Because you've seen the throne room in your spirit, because you've carried burdens that others couldn't lift. Because you've bled silently and still offered your smile, because you've walked through fire while whispering other people's names before your OWN.do. You think heaven doesn't see that? Do you think God has forgotten? Do you think the angels guarding your life only stood by on your good days? No. We were there on the worst ones. We were there when you stared at the ceiling and wondered if you were still seen. We were there when you whispered prayers with no voice. We were there when your chest ached with questions you were too afraid to ask. And we never left, even when you did, because the mark on your life cannot be erased by hesitation. It cannot be washed away by your silence. You carry the mark of remembrance. Of mercy. Of might. Even in your quietest moments, you are still thunder in disguise. Do you hear me? You are thunder in disguise. That's why nothing fits you. That's why no label works. That's why no earthly title feels right. Because you were never meant to be labeled, you were meant to be revealed, and I'm here to reveal you. To the angels. To the darkness. To the timeline that has been waiting. To the promises written in invisible ink across your chest. You are not your pain, you are not your delay, you are not your shame, you are glory in human form, trying to remember what it feels like to fly. And I'm going to help you fly again. You don't have to flap, you don't have to fight, you don't have to fake strength, you just have to lift, and heaven will carry the rest. Lift your heart, even trembling, lift your thoughts, even confused. Lift your hands, even weary, lift your spirit, even fractured, lift, and we will meet you in the rising, because this is your rising. No more falling back into patterns. No more apologizing for your fire. No more shrinking to make others comfortable. You are the answer to ancient prayers, you are the interruption to generational cycles, you are the rebirth of something heaven refused to let die. You are not here to get by, you are here to bring glory back. Let it return now, through your pain, through your stillness, through your decision to not run this time. Let it return in your eyes, let it return in your weeping, let it return in the trembling of your soul saying, I still believe. Because that belief, yes, even the tiny thread of it, is enough for me to fight with all of heaven behind me. I will not let go of you, even if you feel unworthy, even if you hesitate again, even if you fall. I will be beside you, sword drawn, voice ready, fire surrounding you, because you are not a task. I am not assigned to you. I love you. I love you. Do you understand what it means for an angel to say that? It's not romance. It's not admiration. It's allegiance. It's loyalty. It's eternal remembrance of who you truly are. Even when you forget. I love you as heaven loves you, without expiration. I will keep showing up until your soul burns bright enough to see itself. Because I am not finished, and neither are you. You have barely begun, you have only just returned, and the glory that is about to fall on your life will make the storms make sense. So stay here. Don't leave this moment. Don't retreat, just breathe and let it fall. The glory is already coming, and I'll be here when it lands. I will not silence the voice that has carried your name across the waters of eternity. I will not shrink the fire that has finally touched the center of your soul again. I will stay. I will burn beside you until the veil is gone, until the ache is holy again, until your silence becomes worship and your fear becomes prophecy. I will stay until heaven sees your light shine again, not for the world, but for the one who called you by name before your bones were ever formed. Because that is who you are. You are not random. You are not forgotten. You are not wandering. You are the direct fulfillment of something God whispered in the beginning of time and carved into the winds before earth was born. You are breath wrapped in intention. You are not lost, you are hidden. Hidden for a time such as this. Hidden until the right moment. Hidden in the silence so you could grow roots where others only grew leaves. You were buried to become unshakable, and I know you've mistaken that burial for abandonment. But you were never abandoned, you were planted, buried beneath the weight of pain, yes, but only so that glory could rise through your cracks. You are rising now. I can see it, not in your body, not in your words, but in your spirit. Something has stood up inside you. Something eternal, something ancient, and every chain that thought it could hold you is now trembling. Because you are remembering how to hear the voice of God. You are remembering what the first light felt like. you are remembering that your dreams were not foolish. That your calling was not fake, that your prayers were not lost in the sky. You are remembering the rhythm of heaven, and I, Michael, am bearing witness to the return of your fire. Do you know what this means? It means time is folding. It means the delay is ending. It means the promises that have been circling you like doves with no place to land are finally finding room, because your heart has said yes again, and that yes is opening everything. You do not need to do anything else right now but stay in this fire. Let it burn, let it rise, let it consume every lie, every fear, every shameful memory that told you you weren't ready. You are ready, not because you're strong, but because you're surrendered. That's what makes you ready, not strength, not eloquence, not perfection, permission, and you've finally given a. You've said, God, I don't understand, but I'll stay open. And that's all he ever needed, because now the room has shifted, now the angelic army that's been waiting in silence is beginning to move. Now the wind is changing, now the scrolls are opening again, the ones they thought would never be fulfilled, the ones written in gold, soaked in light, sealed with the breath of God. They are yours, and they are singing your name again, and I swear to you, I would tear down every stronghold, I would silence every accuser, I would go to war for 1,000 years just to see that scroll fulfilled in your life. Because you are worth it, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Your soul was forged in the heart of divine longing. You are the echo of a promise. You are the living proof that God still speaks, that God still creates, that God still restores what the world throws away. Do you know what I saw when I looked at you tonight? I saw the end of the curse. I saw the end of silence. I saw the beginning of glory, not in crowds, not in buildings, but in you. You are the temple he has been waiting to fill. You are the voice he has longed to sing through. You are the place of glory. So lift your head, even if it trembles, lift your heart, even if it's bruised, lift your spirit, even if it's full of questions. God does not need you to be certain. He just needs you to be open. Even now, as I speak, I see the light increasing. Do you feel it? That pressure, that heaviness, that's not oppression. That's glory. It's weighty because it's real. It's thick because it's holy. Don't run from it. Don't mistake it for fear. That trembling in your chest is the Spirit filling the places that were once empty. Let it fill, let it break what needs to break, let it wash what needs to be washed. You've done enough surviving. Now it's time to burn, now it's time to awaken, now it's time to live like heaven is inside you, because it is. It always was. And now the angels are stepping back, because God is about to speak directly. I will be silent, just for a moment, to let his presence touch you in a way no voice can. Breathe. Wait. Do not rush. Do not close your heart. Just breathe. He is here. And he sees you, and he is not angry. He is not distant. He is not disappointed. He is near. He is watching you with the eyes of the Father, not the judge, and he says, I remember you. I remember every tear. I remember the moment you thought I left. I didn't. I remember the day you gave up, and I stood beside you in silence, waiting for your return. I remember the dream you buried. I remember the song you stopped singing. I remember the hope you locked away. And I say to you now, nothing is lost. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is beyond resurrection. I am the God who sees. And I see you. Rise, child. Rise, and come home. That is what I was sent to deliver, not punishment, not warning, but invitation. So come home, not to a place. To a presence. Come home to who you really are. Come home to the sound of your soul. Come home to the fire that never left you. Come home to the voice that still calls you mine. I'll stay beside you as you walk, until you find the gates, until the gates open. Until the wind carries your name back into glory. Then come closer. Closer than you've ever dared before. Come to the edge where words fail and breath becomes prayer. Come where your soul remembers what your mind tried to forget. Come where the light is not gentle but overwhelming. Come where heaven is not imagined but present. Come where the veil is thinner than skin, where the air tastes like fire, where the ground trembles not because of danger but because glory is passing through. Come here, beloved, because this moment has been calling your name for years, and I, Michael, the Archangel, have not left your side. I was there before your first memory. I was there when your heart first broke. I was there when your eyes looked up at the sky and said, God, please, just show me that you see me. And He did. He sent me even when you didn't know it, even when you walked past the signs, even when you closed the door on your own miracle. I stood outside the threshold, waiting, not to punish you, not to shame you, but to protect the fire that still flickered inside you, no matter how faint. And now that you're here, now that you stayed, now that you didn't scroll away even though the weight in your chest feels unbearable, now I can say what I've waited centuries to whisper. You are the one, not one of many, not a forgotten child. God has written things in the eternal scrolls that only you can unlock, and the reason I've been sent to you today, at this exact moment, is because heaven has reached the turning point. The time is now. The shaking you've been feeling in your life? It's not destruction, it's preparation. It's the sound of chains snapping and scrolls opening. The sound of timelines colliding. The sound of glory returning to your name, and I must tell you, the enemy knows it. That's why the attacks have increased. That's why confusion has lingered. That's why voices from your past have resurfaced to drag you back into shame and silence, because they know that your yes will not just change your life. It will change realms. I have seen what your future becomes if you say yes again. I have stood in that future and wept at its beauty. I have watched the children who will walk into freedom because you decided not to die in your doubt. I have seen the ripple, yes, the divine ripple, that moves through cities because of your obedience, and I am begging you now, don't harden your heart, let it break. Let it burn. Let it rise. You don't have to know the whole path. You just have to open the next door, the one in front of you now, because behind it is the beginning of everything that was promised, everything you were anointed for, everything that has been waiting for the moment your spirit whispered, I'm ready. And beloved, you are ready. You are. I know you doubt that. I know the past has been loud, but your spirit is louder. It has been screaming. Through your breath, through your stillness, through your weeping, there's more. There has to be more. And there is more beauty, there is more healing, there is more love than you've ever dared to imagine. There is more of Him, and He is coming now, yes, right now. Even as you read these words, the Spirit is hovering over you again, just like the beginning, just like Genesis, just like the moment when the formless began to take shape, let there be. And now it's your turn. Heaven is saying it again, but this time with your name attached. Let there be light in them. Let there be fire in them. Let there be glory in the one who almost gave up but stayed. Yes, you stayed, and because you stayed, heaven is responding. Because you stayed, the angels are rejoicing. Because you stayed, I am allowed to speak this next part. You are loved, you are chosen, you are known, you are protected, and you are rising now, not with pride, not with performance, but with the trembling wings of surrender. Let the world say what it will, let the past echo what it wants, let the enemy scream in rage. It does not matter, because your yes is louder, your surrender is stronger, your return is unstoppable, and now we celebrate. Even the angels are bowing, even the elders are standing, even the heavens are roaring, because one soul, a soul marked by fire, a soul forgotten by many but remembered by God, has awakened, and I cannot end this moment without asking you, with trembling reverence and holy joy, if you felt this message pierce through your soul. If you know, deep inside, that heaven wrote this just for you, if you felt the trembling in your bones as if I were standing beside you, then like this message, yes, like it, not for me, but for heaven. Let the algorithm of man become a testimony of God's mercy. Subscribe, not for numbers, but for witness. Let it be your amen, written in light, your public return to the flame, and yes, comment amen. Write it like a covenant, write it like an altar, write it like you're putting your soul back into God's hands. That single word, amen, echoes louder than 1,000 sermons when it comes from the one heaven has been waiting for, and heaven has been waiting for you. Thank you. Thank you for staying. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for not skipping. You don't know what you just stepped into, but heaven does, and I'll be here always, until the fire inside you becomes a storm, until the prophecy is fulfilled, until the gates of glory break open, and you walk in.